I think at first I was thinking that this was going to be just a monster movie, and it really isn't. And the thing that iced it for me, as far as wanting to be a part of it, was that it has a very strong, character-driven narrative to it.
Making this film is genuinely the hardest thing I've ever had to do in my life, and but you know, the reward is things like last night, and when you get to show fans and you sit and watch it, and it's kind of like, you know, dreaming of the film is you know, a lot of fun. It's like where you have, you know, you can just close your eyes and imagine anything you want to see, and then showing the film is a lot of fun but the middle bit is like, it feels like war.
This is a film about Godzilla, but it's also about very human stories. I'm curious, Bryan and Aaron, if you can talk a little bit about working on this wonderfully compelling father-son dynamic. And for Lizzie and Aaron, obviously you're playing husband and wife in this, but you're also playing brother and sister in the new Avengers film. And if it was it was difficult for you at times keeping those kind of different relationships separate.
No, we do the same thing, and it's very
Passionate kissing.
Wow, it's that kind of movie.
I feel like after you play husband and wife, you feel like brother and sister. So, might have been awkward the other way around.
What about the father-son relationship?
Oh, it's easy to, I mean, I am a father, so it's easy to roll into that. He's a father, too, so it's easy for that. When you sign on to do a piece like this, you really are looking at the material, you talk to the director, you agree to it, and then you hope that when you get on the set that you'll make a connection. It's not imperative that you do, but the fact that we got along and like each other just made it easier to meld into that relationship.
Although we have this kind of feud, you know, and I'm supposed to be angry at him all the time, although he'd be cracking jokes a lot. So, you know, I can't stay angry at Bryan.
And he acted like my son. I would say something and he would roll his eyes and like, oh, great. You know, the general disrespect for the elderly.
If you came home, turned on the TV, and your local town was being attacked by monsters, what would be the first thing you'd do?
Good question.
I would call my mother, just to make sure that she was capable of exiting her own home.
I'd make a sandwich and watch the play unfold. Like a sporting event.
Thomas?
Maybe I'd call Bryan and ask if I could come over and have a sandwich and watch it, maybe.
You gotta see this, man, it's great. We're all gonna die anyway, come on.
I would like to know, what is your perception of hitting the big time? What are your thoughts and feelings about it?
My perception hasn't changed probably in the last 2 years. I feel really lucky that I get to work with awesome actors right now. The ensemble of this film is kind of unreal in an international way, and it feels cool. Even though I didn't get to work with most of them, it just feels awesome that I could be in the same film with them, and it's the same thing with Avengers. But yeah, I don't know. My life my actual life hasn't really changed much, except for the prospect of getting better work.
It seems like since Breaking Bad, your celebrity status has reached new levels. And my question is, how has your life and career changed since this enormous success?
For Breaking Bad or whatever movie, or Kick-Ass, or you don't really know how it's going to be received. You do a project in a bubble, and you like the work, you like the people you're working with, and you hope for the best. And Breaking Bad became this, you know, this larger-than-life mushroom cloud that none of us could have anticipated. We're very grateful for it, but it's certainly not something that we were working toward that becoming. It's the public, it's the fans that create a classic film or television show. It's up to them to decide if it weathers the test of time. And so too will be this version of our film.
Aaron, is there any plans for Kick-Ass 3? And will you be involved if there is?
I think, you know, I'm not contracted to do 3, but I wasn't contracted or signed to do number 2 either. So, you know, we kind of came to it at a certain point all together. And So, you know, I can't rule it out, but, you know, there's no plans for it. So.
How about Kick-Ass versus Godzilla?
Now we're talking.
That wouldn't
Just
be,
throwing it out there.
won't last very long on that thing.